Hi everyone, my name is Aarti and today we are going to study the topic known as thinking and managerial skill. Thinking can be described as voluntary mental processing of information. Thinking is divided into voluntary thinking and involuntary thinking. Voluntary thinking leads to action, whereas involuntary thinking does not lead to any action. According to Sternberg's definition, thinking means what happens to us in life depends not just how well we think but also how we think. Understanding thinking helps us to fit in particular situation. That's why we are comfortable in that situation and we does not fit in another situation because we think negative about it. It goes to a person also. A person you feel that okay, I'm comfortable talking to this person because my thinking for that person is different. On the other hand, I'm not comfortable talking to another person because my thinking for that person is negative. Now we will understand what are different forms and types of thinking. The first form is monarchy form, and in this, the person who has monarchy form of thinking will only concentrate on a one issue at a time and they have their viewpoint to handle the situation. The next form is hierarchy form. As the name suggested, they are very systematic in dealing with the solution of the problem and they view their decisions according to a systematic manner in which they can go phrase by phrase, hierarchy by hierarchy and solve these situations which are occurring and try out to have a solution for it. The next form is holographic form. Now this person's thinking is like they have different types of goals, they have different types of targets in front of them, but they have difficulties in thinking what is the priority for them. Hence they have difficulties in adjusting their goals one by one and getting priority by priority for first and second one, and hence they are pressured while that situation because they are not able to decide which goal to perform first and which goals to perform next. The next type is anarchy form. Anarchy form type of thinking leads to motivation through their needs and goals because this type of people get motivated because they have lots of needs and goals in front of them and hence they are motivated their work itself. Now we will understand the different types of 6 hacks which will give us the way to understand thinking in a more directive way and it is used as a productive manner rather than a reactive manner. So the first hat is known as the white hat. As the name suggests, it will look on the more information which is available. The person who is using a white hat will always concentrate on what are the facts, figures or what are the gaps between the information which is available in a particular situation. They will deal with the situation, they will put their attention on the information which are available as well as the information which are missing out. The next type is the red hat. When I talk about red hat, basically it is an emotional hat which is put on the person. The person using a red hat is attract towards the emotion, like the feelings, how he, the intuitions, how he feels about a particular situation. He may like the proposal, he's feeling very terrible about the ideas. This gives the emotional attachment towards a particular situation. The person who deals with the red hat always is an emotional person dealing with the situation. Next type is the black hat. Black hat is basically a judgment and caution type of situation in which a person wearing a black hat will always try to find a fault in the problems or the solutions which are coming out, and he will also suggest some ideas. This can be a better one. Basically these hats are worn by our bosses. When we come out with a solution that okay, this work is to be supposed to be like this or this work should be performed like this, he will first listen to you and then he will wear the black hat and say, I think this proposal is correct but it can be more better one. You can put this ideas into more steps or put some efforts like this so that it is effective to each and every level in the organization. So next one is the yellow hat. The yellow hat is basically an optimistic attitude towards a situation. Whatever the situation is, the person wearing a yellow hat will always find the good things or positive things in it. For example, a teacher when taking a presentation in a class will always try to put an optimistic attitude on the students so that the students come out with a more effective way and they can perform on the stage because that attitudes will carry forward them ahead. So optimistic attitude is very essential whether it is an organization or dealing in the personal life. Okay, the next is the green hat. The green hat is basically the growth and the opportunities which are coming across. A person wearing a green hat will always have a creative ideas or new ideas to carry forward their business. That's the only reason small companies are turning into conglomerates and big giants, because they have the green hat thinking or green hat thinking people in their organization. Okay, so they will think in a creative way. They need and leads to change, because the old thinking has to be forgotten and the new thinking has to be adopted, because the world is dynamic and it is changing day by day. The next is the blue hat. The blue hat is basically known as the process hat. The person wearing a blue hat will always look onto the process whether it is effectively coming out or not. Now basically the person working in the operations department or the person working in the strategic management unit will always have a blue hat, because they have to see whether the strategy is flowing up to the hierarchy level or no, whether the process or the operation done for a particular production is going according to the process as mentioned by our strategy or talk about different types of managerial skills. The first one is the technical skills. Technical skills are not nothing but the ability to apply the technical knowledge. For example, we have accountants, surgeons, engineers. All those expertise are known as the person who possesses the technical knowledge and deal with the situation from their degrees and apply what they have learned in a technical way. So the next one is the human skills. The human skills plays a very important role when we are dealing in management, because management is the art of getting things done through other people, and that other people are nothing but the employees, human beings which are working for an organization. A manager should acquire human skills to understand and motivate the employees as well as the human beings they are dealing with. It may be your suppliers, your customers, your employees. So you have to understand what are the motives of them. You have to motivate them so that your work is carried forward effectively. The next type is the conceptual skills. Conceptual skills are nothing but the ability to analyze the situation and diagnose problems and then provide solution for that. Conceptual skills are important for a manager to understand, because they should understand the situation properly, find out the prompt solution for it on the spot, because conceptual thinking will help them to diagnose the problem on which part the problem is arising, and they should provide solutions which are prompt and effective and in a manner that everybody is in happier mood.